this latest episode has been part of a long-term idea of Netanyahu, which is we're going to do what we want in Gaza, the West Bank. We're going to control everything. We'll kill. We'll have a genocide. And anyone that objects, any other country in the region, well, we'll overthrow that government. That's been the basic strategy for 30 years. For 30 years, the United States has gone along with that strategy, whether it is in Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Sudan, Libya, and Iran was always the big prize. So Netanyahu's been absolutely itching for a big war with Iran, trying to drag the U.S. in. And what we saw last week probably was the great battle inside between the deep state, which is absolutely in line with Mossad. It's basically a Mossad CIA operation for 30 years. And MAGA, which says, stop, we're sick of this. We're sick of these wars. The president, I don't know where he is because I haven't checked my my social media for the last 30 seconds, but he's been on both sides of this. But his base has been saying, do not do this, do not do this. Whereas Netanyahu has been saying next year in Tehran, or his ministers have been putting that out in disgusting vulgarity. Does Israel create more security for itself the way that it operates? My answer is no. It makes Israel more and more dangerous. Not only did we see, obviously, that the Iron Dome ain't so iron, and that there were easily, it was not hard to penetrate the air defenses in Israel. But Israel seems to think that Iran is the end of the story, and it is not the end of the story. There are 57 countries in the Organization of Islamic Cooperation that are absolutely dead set against what Israel is doing. The vast majority of the world is dead set against it. The point was really, Iran was not decapitated and with regime change, nor was it stopped in its ability to do great damage inside Israel up until the very last moment, which really irks the Israelis, that it was the last exchange of missiles in this case was Iran's. And then Israel tried to violate the timeline and launch another one so it could be last. And that's when Trump said, no, stop. We already have an understanding about the chronology. So we are watching step by step the emerging of a true multipolar world where other powers that don't love the United States, they don't hate it, by the way, they just don't want to be subservient to it. They have nuclear arms, powerful weapons, the technologies that we have, so that we can't dominate. And Iran is a regional power. It's not a pushover for Israel by any means. There was no one strike and it's all over. One of the things that may have happened last week, I don't know, of course, but Netanyahu, telling Trump, we can do it, we can do it, we can do it. And they did their decapitation murders. Mossad really is a murder machine, of course, and it did its decapitation strike, and it did not bring down the regime. And so it probably led Trump and people around him to say, come on, the Israelis have given us a bunch of BS on this. It didn't change the regime. It didn't end the threats. And I think that's when Trump heard his base calling. He heard common sense calling. And he said, look, this isn't going according to plan.